Hello, people of the internet. It's Handy Jeff, and if you are into hydroponics, you are going to want to stick around for this video. This is week 3 of hydroponic growth for our garden, and in 3 weeks, this thing has blown up. In fact, I'm going to have to get some string next week to tie these tomato plants up like I did last year, because they're already exploding with growth. But let's give a little tour. I just want to show you guys what has changed. So if you watched my short, which I will tag right here, then you'll know that we got a ton of rain. So that day that I filmed that short, we actually got 3 inches of rain. But what's cool about hydroponics is that essentially these plants are at an all-you-can-eat buffet, because you've got water that is pumping up and down in our reservoir here, and essentially what that is then it's letting every plant drink as much as it wants. It's filled with nutrients, and if you take a look, you'll see that the jalapeno and the pepper plant are doing okay. We've got another, I believe this is a zucchini that's finally sprung. Over here we've got a strawberry, and I'm not even sure what's growing out of this. I believe this might be a tree seed that somehow got in there. We've got some dill, we've got some thyme. Got a couple plants that we're waiting to sprout, but that's okay. We've got some lettuces and another tiny strawberry that just sprouted. We also have some cilantro that's getting started, as you can see by these 2 plants, another lettuce. And up here we have a broccoli plant. I did not plant broccoli last year, so this is an experimental one to see just how it does inside of a hydroponic garden. And then of course we've got a few different types of tomatoes. These are all in the same system, and what's cool is I've got this system set up so that this reservoir, which as you can see has some sediment in it, which is actually some nutrient that needs to be mixed up, it flows down into this reservoir by an autofill valve, which as you can tell I fixed in the last video. And then it gets pumped up, pumped all the way down to the other end of the pipes. And then this is at an angle so that it will drain back down into our little drainage system, and then falls down into our reservoir. And this just keeps the thing repeating over and over and over again. Now, one thing that I need to mention is that I need to get these pebbles. I need to get another order of them because we've got some algae growth going on. So we're going to take care of that next week when I give you another update video. But something that's really cool is we have tomatoes to compare, just to see the difference in how fast hydroponics grow compared to normal growth. So the fun thing is that these tomatoes actually grew at the same exact time as the ones that are growing off the ground, because these were left over from some fruit that fell down, and this is the tomato plant that sprouted. So as you can see, it's not near as thick, it's not near as lush, and it's only about yay high. But you know what? I'm going to let it continue to grow, because even though we got 3 inches of rain and we've had a ton of rain this last couple weeks, this thing's much smaller than these boys. We're going to have fruit here very soon on a couple of these plants, which is just purely amazing. Oh look, a beetle that is breeding. We should probably take care of that, huh? All right, well, I'm not sure exactly what type of beetle this is, so if you can tell me, that would be awesome. And I believe the internet normally can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these using a tomato leaf, and unfortunately for them, I'm going to have to drop them into a bucket of water. So let's get a better look. Oh, hey, they flew off. I'm sure they'll be back. But if you got a look at that, and you can tell me what kind of beetle that is, that'd be great, because I don't know for sure. It might be a Japanese beetle, it might be a mint leaf beetle. I have no idea. But anyway, let me show you the final thing that I came here to show you today. It's been less than 3 weeks, and well, we have a pretty good sized cucumber. Like, as you can tell by the size of my hand, it's almost as long as my hand. That's pretty cool. It's only been 3 weeks. Like, that's insane. And we have another one over here. Twins, Basil. Twins. That's about ready to eat. Heck yeah, we'll be able to harvest that probably within a couple days. All right, the last thing I'm gonna do is check flow, make sure we have flow in all of our inlets here. This is the one that's been giving me trouble. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank these ball valves down to increase the pressure so that anything that's in this bad boy gets pushed out, hopefully, which it doesn't appear that it's going to. So I'll walk up and down and tap on this thing on my line just to try to break loose anything that could be in there. But hey guys, if you have an interest in hydroponics, I do updates on this fairly often. I am in Iowa, so I'm outside and I don't grow inside of a house. Now, I do plan on putting that bad boy that I built inside of a house in the near future. But if you have an interest in this, I appreciate you for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated and see just how fast these things grow, because hydroponics could be the future. It's really cool, and once you build a garden, you don't have to keep expanding on it because it produces a ton of fruit. But hey, this camera's expensive and it's literally starting to sprinkle and it's not waterproof. So I'm gonna have to sign off here, and this has been Handy Jeff. We'll be back on Tuesdays and Fridays. Generally, I do my hydroponic video on Tuesdays, and I do a handyman video all year long on Fridays. So if you have an interest in self-sustainability, stick around. You might just learn something. We'll see you in another video, and thank you so much for watching.